An assault pioneer is an infantry soldier who is responsible for the construction of tools for infantry soldiers to cross natural and man-made obstacles as well as breaching of enemy fortifications, supervising the construction of field defensive works such as bunkers, support weapon firing positions, etc. The use of demolitions, landmines and booby traps, as well as the clearance and performing of all other normal infantry duties as the situation requires. Assault pioneers are lineal descendants of the pioneers who have formed an essential part of armies since at least the time of the Roman legions. These pioneers were normally employed to march in front of the advancing army, clearing the route as necessary. They could also construct defenses and bivouac facilities. More recently, assault pioneers have normally formed a platoon in infantry battalions, and such platoons can be found in a number of British Army and Commonwealth infantry units. In some of these armies, soldiers serving in the assault pioneer platoon can be identified by a specialist kill badge of 2 crossed felling axes sewn on the uniforms. These felling axes have traditionally been iconic of the pioneer in various armies throughout history. The wearing of beards by assault pioneers has also been a traditional practice at various times in infantry battalions of British and Commonwealth armies, such as those of Australia and Canada. This tradition began in the French army and was one of the dress practices adopted by the British after the defeat of Napoleon in 1815. In the Australian and Canadian armies, on special occasions some battalions may still parade a ceremonial detachment of assault pioneers in historical uniforms wearing leather aprons, gauntlets and gaiters, and carrying the various tools of the trade such as felling axes, cross-cut saws, hatchets and bill hooks, picks and shovels. Assault pioneers do not replace combat engineers. The latter have a much greater range of skills, capabilities and resources. Instead, assault pioneers are intended to provide the infantry battalion with its own integral light engineering support in the same sense as the mortar platoon provides the same battalion with its own organic, indirect fire support. This organic support permits the infantry battalion to conduct operations effectively without relying on the external support of combat engineers, who are normally subject to a demanding list of priority tasks across the battlefield. On operations, assault pioneers often work separately in small detachments, providing specialist skills, tools and advice to the infantry companies and platoons, with those subunits providing the bulk of the labor. The term assault pioneer reflects the tradition of employing these soldiers in the first wave of assaults on fortified enemy positions, using the skills and equipment to support the attacking force in crossing and breaching the enemy's defenses. While assault pioneers normally function in a specialist role, they are infantry soldiers first and are fully capable of engaging in combat as needed. British Army. During World War II, the British Army pioneer platoons had 10 pioneers plus tradesmen. In 1944 they were renamed assault pioneer platoons and had 2 assault sections plus 1 pioneer section. The 5-man strong assault sections had a jeep and trailer and a 3-ton lorry. The assault sections had specialist men and equipment for the disposal of mines and breaching obstacles. The pioneer section had 8 tradesmen, a mason, a bricklayer and 6 carpenters. The pioneer section was used to turn buildings into accommodation for the riflemen. The riflemen were the principal unit in the British and American Army. Assault section commander rifle, driver for jeeps 10, 3 pioneers rifle, pioneer section pioneer sergeant rifle, bricklayer rifle, mason rifle, 6 carpenters rifles, driver for 3-ton lorry sten.